Live on Facebook.
All right. What's up, Facebook? What did I say about leading in?
No, literally.
It's
Like he was not joking.
like, well, that worked out.
Right.
Okay. There's our live feed. Live is up. Hello, everyone. All right, here we go. Eyes are watering.
Don't cry. It's okay.
The drugs are kicking in. Just kidding. There's no drugs. This is a live music showcase here on 88.5 WMNF Tampa. I'm your host, Ken Apperson. We are live in studio with Gasparilla Music Fest artist Shelby Sol, performing a whole bunch of her music today. How you doing, Shelby?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm better now. You're one of my favorite local performers,
Oh,
so
man,
I'm
thank
thrilled
you.
that you brought the whole team in today to play some music. What's the first song called?
The first song is called Waking Up in the Clouds.
I love this song.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, this is from my first EP. I have another one coming, but this is my EP that I have out now. It is the first song on there, probably one of the first songs I've ever written. Wrote it when I was like maybe 17 or 18, but it's one of my favorites.
Love it. Take it away.
Yeah. My days have been low lately, so maybe I should forget to call. But oh, the sound of your voice in my ear. Please forgive the state I'm in. But if you don't love me, then who will? And I know I'm not crazy, but lately I've been waking up in the clouds. And I just wanna come on down, but I'd rather you fly with me. And I can try to change your mind. Let me know if you wanna fly. Never ever will forget the way your eyes shine so bright in my mind. I wish mine were as a light. No one compares to you or ever will. No one compares. And I know I'm not crazy, but lately I've been waking up in the clouds. And I just wanna come on down, but I'd rather you fly with me. And I can try to change your mind. Let me know if you wanna fly. And I can try to change your mind. I can try to change your mind. I can try to change your mind. Let me know if you wanna fly.
Live music showcase. We're live in studio with Shelby Sol here ahead of her performance at Gasparilla Music Fest coming up next week. Man, it's coming up fast, right?
Yeah, I know.
Are you ready?
I think I'm ready. Yeah, I think we're all ready. We feel good.
Yeah.
We feel good.
I think you sound great.
Thank you.
What's the next song called?
This next song is called Morning Light. This is from one of the singles that I just released the end of last year. So we're going to do like a kind of course, an acoustic vibey kind of version of it. But it's one of my favorites. I think all of my songs are my favorites. I'm probably going to keep saying that. And if I do, I mean it. So, but yeah, this is called Morning Light. I'm an artist, so naturally I don't sleep a lot. And that's what this song is about. I can't decide if day is night, if night is day. If you were right and I used to dream of light, and you would be surprised every night when I close my eyes. I sleep, but I can't dream, and I don't know why. And if I could try to remember where I left my life, maybe I could try to remember how I used to see the morning light. The day has come, the day is gone, you've come undone. The night is young and you only just begun. And I am going under every night when I close my eyes. I sleep, but I can't dream, and I don't know why. And if I could try to remember where I left my light, maybe I could try to remember how I used to see the morning light. Every night when I close my eyes, I sleep, but I can't dream, and I don't know why. And if I could try to remember where I left my light, maybe I could try to remember how I used to see the morning light. If I could just remember where I left my light, maybe I could try to remember how I used to see the morning light. Maybe I could try, maybe I could try. Just try to remember how you used to see the morning light, the morning light.
Music showcase here on WMNF. We're live in studio with Shelby Sol. Morning light. Is that when the coffee happens? Mm-hmm.
It's like pre the coffee, because the morning light is like, I'm basically up to see it.
Yeah.
And then I need the coffee.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
To keep functioning throughout the
Exactly.
day. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very relatable to people I know. We're live in studio here with Shelby Sol, playing us a whole block of music here live for your listening enjoyment. Hope you're enjoying it. Coming up here in a little bit, we're going to get to know Shelby a little bit. We're going to get to know her and the band. And it's going to be your chance as a listener to call in or send us an email with your questions or comments about Shelby, about her music, about anything that we discussed during the interview. And also, just so you know, in case you weren't aware, we do have a live stream going on the show. I know if you watched the live stream, I was like, we're getting rid of the live stream. We're not. We fixed it. It's awesome. It looks really good. It's on Facebook and it's on YouTube. So on Facebook, you go search WMNF's Live Music Showcase. And on YouTube, you just search WMNF because we're live on WMNF's YouTube channel right now. So you can watch it wherever you want to watch it. So what's the next song called?
Well, it's the coffee song.
Yes!
It's NTOB.
Not the only biscuit.
Not the only biscuit.
It's an inside joke between me and Shelby. We've known each other a long time. We've been through some things.
Yep.
It's not the only biscuit.
Not the only one. Yep.
Take it.
But yeah, it technically stands for New Taste of Bitterness, but feel free to fill in the blanks with whatever speaks to you.
Yes.
So yeah, this song is about being bitter and being okay with it and then moving on.
It's like my 30s. It's great.
So if you want to try again, you're more than welcome to begin. But until then, you're on your own. No, I've tried and tried again to make this work, but in the end I'm only hurt. I can't do this. Said I can't be patient anymore. I've had my coffee black. I've drank Corona with lime, but I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness, new taste of bitterness. Oh, I've had my coffee black. I've drank Corona with lime, but I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness, new taste of bitterness. I hope you understand. I won't be needing you again. That was then. You're on your own. Whoa. I really wanted you to make this work. I needed you to ease the hurt. I can't do this no more. I can't be patient anymore. I've had my coffee black. I've drank Corona with lime, but I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness, new taste of bitterness. I've had my coffee black. I've drank Corona with lime, but I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness, new taste of bitterness. You left a bad taste on my tongue. The words you said to me, they stung, and now your venom has been known. There's nowhere left for me to run. So I've decided that I'm done with you. And even if you can miraculously try to win me back, I can't make up for where you like no more. I can't be patient anymore. Whoa, I've had my coffee black. I've drank Corona with lime, I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness. New taste of bitterness. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've had my coffee black. I've drank Corona with lime. But I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness. New taste of bitterness. Whoa.
Little sugar and a little half and half.
Half and half?
Yeah, a little bit.
Brown sugar. It'll change your life. It'll
Because
change your life.
Because it caramelizes it.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. We're here on Live Music Showcase and Cooking with Shelby Sol.
Right.
Welcome to anyone who's just joining us. We're right in the middle of a nice little song block from Shelby Sol here. Neo soul R&B vibes coming in loud and clear. Thanks to Mr. Mark Perfetti. Thank you, sir. Always sounds fantastic here on the show. He's the reason why it sounds as good as it does. Well, he partly the band is obviously the other reason why it sounds as good as it does. I think he says he can only do so much. It's true. It's true. I like how there was a moment in that song, Tori. I think you know what moment I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I'm not even going to say it, but we both went.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
It was a good moment.
You do it twice, it's art. That's how it works. What's the next song called?
The next song is called Overboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Overboard. I produce all of my music. Sometimes I'll involve one of my favorite producers, 2SC. Shout out to him.
Awesome producer.
But yeah, this is one of my favorites that I produce because I love Robert Glasper, and so I really wanted to like play something with that sound, and I kind of stumbled on these chords, and then we got Overboard. So
love it.
Yeah,
take it away.
Times will you say goodbye? At least this time it didn't take a lot. Heart on my sleeve, stupid me. I couldn't see past all your lies. Maybe next time I'll be wiser. You played me like a piano in a song, and I see now what I could not all along. Now that you're gone, I'm strong. I couldn't see past all your lies, and now this time I am wiser. Now we're here overboard. Nothing's the same, no one knows but the Lord. Walking on clouds, looking up at the past. Nowhere near the shore. Nowhere but overboard. There comes a point in time when you know you've gone too far. When there is no turning back. Waves are crashing down, begin to drown. You're sinking way down over your head. The ground you felt no longer there. The ground you felt no longer there. How can you make it back to shore unless you fight the very waves that carried you there, carried you there? How do you know the ocean's floor unless you've been there before? Unless you've been there before. Everything changed, now we're here overboard. Nothing's the same, no one knows but the Lord. Walking on clouds, looking up at the rise. Nowhere near the shore. Nowhere but overboard. Everything changed, now we're here overboard. Nothing's the same, no one knows but the Lord. Walking on clouds. up at the times. Oh, and the shore. No, about all the boy. I'm on fire, yeah, yeah, boy, yeah, yeah, oh, fire, yeah, yeah, boy, yeah, yeah, oh, fire, yeah, yeah, boy, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, 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 oh, yeah. Everything changed, now we're here, no more. Nothing's the same, no one knows but the Lord. Walking on clouds, looking up at the heavens, nowhere near the shore, nowhere but overboard. I'm nowhere near the shore. I'm nowhere but overboard.
Shelby Sol here on Live Music Showcase. It's just so vibey. Like it's a relaxing but engaging sound.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
It's a fine line to walk.
Yes, yes, it is.
So coming up after this next song, we're going to get to know Shelby Sol just a little bit better, especially for those of you who haven't heard her before. She's been a Tampa Bay musician for a little while, and I strongly recommend catching her set at GMF coming up in a couple of weeks. Next week. What am I saying? Next week. Yeah.
Next week.
Next weekend. Yeah. All right. So one more song. What's this one going to be?
This one is called Easier. This is my favorite song of. I knew I was going to keep saying that. This one for real is my favorite song. Okay, like I'm being serious.
The song. My favorite song is the song that I'm currently playing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Now I did say one of my.
Is it a favorite or just your favorite?
Favorite. It does clarify.
This is the top of the heap favorite.
Yes.
Except for the other ones that are the favorite.
They're one of the favorites.
They're one of the favorites.
So this is the favorite.
Right. This child gets just a little bit more cereal in the bowl in the morning.
Exactly. But yeah, this one is called Easier. Crossed my mind 1,000 times a day, and I can't think of why. And I get so tired of thinking about you. I can't get over you. Easier to fall back in love if you stay in this space. Easier to lay in this bed with me out of place. Easier to lie to myself, make wrong feel right. We don't have to go through these cycles anymore. La 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 la. La 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 la. I tried so hard to forget, and I know that it's all inside my head. You don't even love me anymore. Unrequited love, but then I look at you and I see everything that is me. Lying to myself, easier to fall back in love if you stay in this space. Easier to lay in this bed with you. Be out of place. Easier to lie to myself, make wrong feel right. We don't have to go through these cycles anymore. We don't have to go, we don't have to go through these cycles anymore. Don't have to go. Oh, it's easier to fall back in love with you, say, in this space. Easier to lay in this bed with you, be out of place. Easier to lie to myself, make wrong feel right. We don't have to go through these cycles anymore. It's easier to fall back in love with you, stay in this space. Easier to lay in this bed with you, be out of place. Easier to lie to myself, make wrong feel right. We don't have to go through these cycles anymore. Whoa.
Shelby Sol here on Live Music Showcase. Soul. Emphasis on the soul.
Emphasis.
So how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm pretty good. Yeah.
How have you been since the last time we talked?
What was that, like, what, 2 years ago?
This is a while ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've been better. A lot of the songs that I did last time are ones that I hadn't released at the time, and now they are released, and so I kind of circled back to them. So yeah.
Got to get as much out of those as you can.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So for those of you at home who don't know and you want to get to know Shelby Sol a little bit, she's a Tampa Bay musician, neo soul R&B genre, the run queen. As far as I'm concerned, it's like, whoa, I might ask you how to do that here in a little while. Give me a little run lesson. Good.
Masterclass.
I have no stamina whatsoever when it comes. I can't.
You got to jog first.
You hear
You
me?
got to.
You got to crawl before you can
What?
jog.
What?
Watch it.
Mhm.
You're preaching now.
I said. So as far as the new music goes, I mean, you've got the stuff you like you just said that you already put out. You've got some new stuff coming. You got an EP coming out soon.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the EP.
Yeah. So the EP is basically a culmination of all the songs that I've released over. It's been almost a year now. I kind of had to commit to putting music out because it had been 2020 since I put music out. And I was kind of waiting for it to be like just right. And then eventually I just had to say, okay, this is what it is, and I'm okay with that. And even if they all sound kind of different, they all sound like me, and I think that's what's more important. And so I just decided, like, look, I'm just gonna try the single thing, just put out singles consistently, so I have, I'm very much a planner, Ken. Okay, so like the fact that I had like a 6 to 7 month plan of like I know exactly what I'm doing was beautiful for me, so I didn't have to think about it. So yeah, and so now we're at the tail end of all of those releases and putting them together on one nice EP and one body collection of work.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. I think that I preach that on this show frequently to other musicians who are just trying to figure out, like, well, we've got some music coming out. We're not really sure how we're going to do it. And then we finish the show and I'll sit in the control room and talk at them for an hour and be like, this is what you should do. But one of those things is scheduling your releases, creating what they call runway for each release. So, you've got a 6-week window for a single, where the beginning of that 6-week period is when the promotion for that single starts. And the end of that 6-week period is when the single has come out and you've got a little bit of time left to essentially like keep promoting it and start promoting the next one.
Yep.
And you just create that flow and that rhythm, and then your audience starts to be able to predict it, and then they know how to work with you. Not to mention their own social media algorithm will start to predict it too.
Right.
So the people that interacted with you, their algorithms will know when your stuff is coming out and when they can push your stuff to them. That's how you make the system work for you. Free tip for you at home.
Thank you.
Yeah, put that in the back pocket. That's right.
Gems.
And we're kind of on the precipice of a deeper conversation here, and I want to get to that in just a second. But first, for everyone who's listening at home, or if you're watching on the live stream right now, thank you, by the way. If you're watching the live stream, leave a little comment, say hey, whatever. But if you're listening at home, you're listening online, you're listening live right now, this is your chance to be part of the show. This is our AMA, Ask Musicians Anything, where you as a listener can call into the studio or leave an email. Our board op Charlie will take your call. He'll take your questions if you have any questions for Shelby Sol. And I love that our listeners are always interacting with us. So feel free to give us any questions. Make them weird. Let's get weird. It's Friday. Let's get weird. You worked all week. You don't have to be normal and serious right now. That's what this show is all about. Call into the studio right now, 813-239-9663. That number again is 813-239-9663. You can call in with your comments or your questions, and Charlie will get those to me, and I will ask Shelby those questions and share those comments at the end of the show. So, and if you want to email, maybe you can't do it over the phone. Maybe you're like, oh, my boss is listening right now. I can't do it. Just send us a little discreet little email, dj@wmnf.org, dj@wmnf.org. Send them in, get weird. Let's do it. So the deeper conversation that I was thinking of, though, is about how, you said you hadn't released anything since 2020, right? And everybody knows what happened in 2020 to musicians.
Yeah.
The entire music industry completely shut down and got a big old caution sign wrapped around it saying, do not cross, do not do this. Don't cause people to gather. Don't do this. That thing you love that you think brings happiness and joy to everyone. You can't do that now. It might kill people. And we don't know when it's coming back.
Yep.
It might never come back. That was terrifying.
Has it ever gone away?
Aha. Bingo. Furthermore, has the traumatic experience of that gone away for musicians? Because every time I end up talking to musicians about this, and we probably won't stay on it forever for this reason, but it always ends up being kind of almost like a support group meeting, because while music has come back, it's changed.
Yeah.
The industry has changed.
For sure.
It's still changing. It's still in this odd state of flux where we don't know what the industry is going to look like next year.
Yep.
We don't know what it's going to look like in 5 years. So let me ask you this. You're conscious of that, obviously.
Yeah.
So when you're in the mode of planning, you're a planner, you're a person who's very organized. Does that factor in when you're planning? Do you ever get discouraged when you're like, I mean, I could plan this out for the next year or two, but I don't even know what the world's going to be like in a year.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like as an artist who has both skills, like the creative side and like equally the organizational side, it's always terrifying to know that no matter how much work I do, it could go all very sideways and it has nothing to do with anything that I did, or it is what it is. And I think that's how the engine runs, and that's fine with me. I think that it's always my priority is that whoever's supposed to hear it will hear it. And that's what keeps me going. Because if I look at the numbers and I obsess over, okay, well, I didn't do this right, or like I'll never do it again. If I were to be really honest, I would never do it. But when I just focus on what the purpose behind what I'm doing is, and if that's a small audience, a large audience, whatever it is, that's what keeps me like, okay, well, this one did better than that one. And then sometimes I'm surprised, like it works in my favor and I didn't even know it. So I have to remember those moments too, or else I'd only look at the negative, so I don't have control, and that's okay. That's what it is.
There it is right there. I don't have control, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Control is an illusion. Like I said,
Exactly.
precipice of a deeper conversation.
Right?
But,
What? You're in my brain.
We're not going to dive all the way down there. We're going to hang on. We're going to spelunk a little bit, but so you're balancing. I was going to say juggling, but that's not accurate because you're balancing a number of different roles because you're a musician, you're a mother, you're a wife. How do you find the time, for starters, to be a musician who's writing? You have a song about not sleeping much. I have to assume.
Right.
I'm telling the truth.
Right.
There are no lies. What?
This song is not about a friend of mine.
Exactly.
This song is absolutely about personal experience.
Yeah, I love that you said balance, because it feels like I'm juggling. It does feel like that constantly. And I think for me, I just have to show up in whatever moment I'm in. And that's why it's hard that like there are people that I won't communicate with for a long time because they're not like this close, you know, and like if I don't see you, if I'm not there with you, my brain like compartmentalizes everything and then extremely dissociative over here. Like so it's easy for me to just get caught up in that. And that's where I have to function because the people that are that I have prioritized in my life, my husband, my child, you know, like that's why it's easy for me to like attach to them. And they also are my people. So they understand like, and they like to do the things I like to do. So it just makes it easier when you have like the right people around you, I think.
Your husband, your child, Tori.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. He's over here like, yeah, mom. But Tori, so you know, you have a mic there in front of you.
I do.
Is that thing working? Okay. Let me clear my throat. Oh my, this is turning into a whole different show. So, Tori, how long have you been playing with Shelby?
I technically have just started playing for Shelby.
I thought
as
so.
of recently.
Yeah.
I want to say within the second half of last year.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that was around the time that I started filling in for some stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then she brought
That's the way
me
it
on
goes.
permanently. She said, you know what? I think I can deal with this one. She said, you know,
Yeah.
he's a little rough around the edges, but he gets the job. I'm just playing.
Yeah. No, as soon as he came on, how many times were you like, I don't know if this is going to work?
Never.
Oh man.
I like when Tori came around, it was just very I felt like a load was taken off of me, and I feel like I got to just
well
be
in
more
what
of
way?
an artist.
In what way?
I feel like I got to focus more on like me and
Yeah.
not like, okay, is everything like right? Is this right? Is the music right? Because I think, again, going back to the control thing, I am always like curious. And so Tori's very proactive in that sense, where he like, it's almost like he knows what I'm gonna think about, what might be wrong or what might be right, or what I want to hear, what I don't want to hear, or like literally how the track is made. So like he pays attention to those details, and that just makes it easier on me.
Yeah. I mean, I see you over here MDing before the show. You know, when we're in this room, most of the time the bands will spend a little bit of time rehearsing for the show. And yeah, I see that happening. Like you're not just kind of like sitting there waiting for your part to play. I see you calling chords and calling shots. And I mean, that's key. I mean, being in a band, even if you're the lead, even if you're the name that's on the bill, being in a band is a team. It's a group.
For sure.
In every capacity. And the best ones are always the ones where there's a clear give and take of trust and respect. And I see that with this group. You guys seem like you all get along well enough. That guy scares me. He's got the glasses on. He's like
just
terrifying. Also, the bass pocket is deep.
What?
Correct. That's our world traveler.
What?
Don't worry about him.
Oh, what? International
Superstar.
No, sounds awesome over there. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, really, really good. So, and this is for the whole band too. Grab your mics, you guys. Pull them a little closer so that we can chat for just a second.
They're trying to
I was going
act
to
shy.
say, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Shelby, do you want to introduce
I would love to.
your
So,
wonderful
yes.
band here?
We've got Tori over here on keys, of course, and then behind me is Nick, and to my right is Justin on bass.
Nice, awesome, great.
Love
to have
these
you guys
guys.
here. So for your GMF performance,
Yeah.
what's the configuration going to be like? What's the band configuration going to be like?
So, these guys,
Yeah.
and then drums, BGVs, background vocals, because I love a good background vocal.
Yeah.
And I might play the triangle. I don't know, undecided.
Ooh.
Undecided.
You know, they say the triangle, less is more.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have a 45-minute set, you play the triangle about 3/4 of the way through it.
Correct.
And then pick up the cowbell.
And then pick up the cowbell.
Yes.
And then play it on every beat for the rest of the set, all the way through as hard as you can if your arm's not tired by the end of it.
Need more
Exactly.
cowbell in my monitor.
Yep.
Need more cowbell.
In my monitor.
In my monitor. What?
Please.
Yeah, just take an ear out.
Right.
And then she just bangs it next to your
Right. Could
head.
you play it next to me?
Yeah.
actually?
Oh my
And
gosh.
off tempo too.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Very
Right,
important.
exactly.
Yeah. The dulcet tones of the cowbell. The lovely dulcet tones. Sultry, yeah, sultry, sexy, sultry, sexy tones. I can see the Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace ad for the cowbell player.
Written by ChatGPT.
Cowbell player looking
Right.
for a band. Yeah.
Created by AI.
If you're looking for the sexy, sultry tones of the cowbell on all 4 beats,
All four of them.
and you have a car I can borrow,
Right, exactly.
And a cowbell.
because that musician's not working that much. And a cowbell I can borrow. Yeah, that's the ad.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah, that's for sure. I can't wait for like the comments, or someone's gonna call, or someone's gonna, I've played the cowbell
Exactly.
for 30 years. How dare you?
Exactly.
It was passed down to me from my father and his father before him.
And put it on the shelf. Please put it on
I
the
have
shelf.
a master's degree from
Please
Johns
put it away.
Hopkins in the cowbell.
I am so sorry.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Very much sorry.
It's enough. It's
Totally
enough.
apologize.
Okay. No, but on a more serious topic, how's your family? No, I'm just kidding. So, but actually, no. How is your family? I know Jason's here.
Yeah.
The wonderful husband,
Mhm.
and I think he's your biggest fan.
Yeah, I think we are each other's biggest fan.
Yeah, because he's extremely talented too.
He is extremely talented. And he's got some stuff coming up too that I am so excited about. So we get to switch roles, and I get to root him on. And so I'm excited about that.
Are you producing or writing or
Oh,
helping with
please.
that?
I don't even want to look at him right now because but no, I am not. I will eventually one day. But yeah, we only technically have one song out together. So
You're doing the lip curl thing? That makes me think that you really want to produce for him.
he really wants me to produce
He
for
wants
him.
you to. Okay.
And I
It's you.
Well, let's get him in here. Let's talk.
I'm
this
the
out.
problem.
You're watching Dr. Phil. No, what? No, like, yeah. I mean, your style of writing
Mhm.
is, and I mean this as a compliment, it's very complex.
Mm.
You write in the same, like it has jazz vibes. It even has a little bossa nova vibe here and
dope,
there. A
yeah.
little da, da,
Hey.
da, 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 da. I feel like Biscuit is like that. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
it is.
So like, I'm just forever gonna call it that. I don't know why
Yes,
I'm
and that's what it's called now.
That's what it's called.
I might have to change it on Apple
Parentheses, yeah.
Music.
No, but so your style of playing and the style of singing that you do, they obviously marriage nicely. They obviously really like lend themselves well to each other.
Thank you.
But how does that come into play when it comes to collaboration?
Oh, that is a great question, because I, for a long time, didn't think that I could collaborate with other artists, because I play and I produce and I sing. And so it's like, I can do everything by myself and I'll be perfectly content with that. And that's not reality. That's very much not reality.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay, but there's only so far that I can go by myself, right? And I
Sure.
think when you involve other people, that you don't know what you don't know until you try it. And it's okay if you're not great at it when you first try it. And so I've been intentionally trying to put myself in a space where I am collaborating with other artists. So one of my favorite things to do every Monday, our church has this like studio where any like creative in general, like in the area, can come and we all like write and work on music together. And it's such a freeing space for me, because I'm extremely analytical and I can hear something somebody else writes and I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have thought of it that way, but here's what I would add to it, or here's how, so the beauty in learning how to collaborate was just kind of like dropped into my lap. And so I make sure I take that space intentionally to do that. So I can grow as an artist too.
And do you feel that growth
I
after
do.
the collaboration happens?
I do.
Yeah?
I do feel that growth because it's changed the way I approach music. I think
Well, how?
I think that now I'm okay with saying like, I would like to hear so-and-so's input on this track that I'm working on. And it can be just that, or Shelby, or this is the one thing I'm trying to get past. Like we just talked about, Shelby, I would like you to produce for me. And that's where I draw the line, because we're still working on that. I've only ever produced for myself. So it's really intimidating to think like, oh, somebody else would want to hear the kind of music I make behind what they sing. Like mine is very specific to me. So I'm trying to get past that. I've already done like the writing thing, and I feel like I can write, like lyrics and everything with somebody else. Or if I don't hear anything, I don't hear anything, and I will leave it there, because trying to force it will be trash. Okay.
And knowing the difference.
Yes.
It's like in composition. You have to know the difference between the moments where you need to create a sound and the moments that need silence.
Yes.
And they're equally as important. And knowing the difference between the necessity of those two moments is paramount.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I'm saying all this because I want you to produce my next album.
Oh,
Yeah. It's,
that line
it's gonna be
really thick.
it's gonna be country bluegrass.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh.
You know,
Right. And all in French.
Oh.
even better.
Even.
Très bien.
Je suis musicien.
Omelette du fromage. I watched Dexter's
I was gonna
Lab.
say, thank you, Dexter's Laboratory.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah. I was just about to say parlez-vous français? Tu parles français?
Un poquito.
Un peu. A little bit. Un peu.
Right.
Un peu.
Un peu. All right. That's what my girlfriend says. So anyway, don't worry. They can't hear him, so it's fine. You okay over there? That one hurt. I'm sorry. That one hurt a little bit. That's fine. So my girlfriend says. So when are you besides GMF? When's the? I know you have the Soul exhibit thing that's coming back, right?
We're bringing that back. It's our Sunday brunch. We are doing that on March 17th.
Okay.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong. March 17th. And then before that, the EP drops on February 23rd, and we're doing the EP release party at Crowbar. So that'll be like right at the same week, I think, of GMF. So yeah,
that works out nicely.
I know.
It's almost like you planned it that way. It's almost like you're organized.
You know,
I love it. All right, so let's hear one more song.
Okay.
And then we'll do the AMA questions and comments that have come through, if there have been. I'm sure there's already been a few. But yeah, all right, what's this next one called?
All right, this next one is called Starting Over. It's actually not even released yet. It is in the works. And-
World premiere.
I know Mark probably hates that, but but yeah, this one's called Starting Over. It's probably my second one of the faves. So always wanted to write you a love song. Never wanted to be just your friend. Sometimes I can't believe that you call me yours. I know, oh no, but I don't understand. Coming closer, breathing your love, salted oxygen. Breathe in, hair stand direct on the back of my neck. Holding my heart now, peace with your love. Papers to unfold, a hand to hold. Papers to unfold, starting over. Sometimes I can't find a reason to be loved. You know me, the good and the bad, the ups and the downs, but your love covers a multitude of the wrong that I do. At the end of the day, you say it's okay, and you fill up the space that once was a cave. You call me a friend and say that I can start tomorrow again. And you say it again and over again and over again, starting over again. Papers to unfold, a hand to hold. Papers to unfold, starting over. Papers to unfold, a hand to hold. Papers to unfold, starting over.
Shelby Sol here on Live Music Showcase. Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
That's gorgeous.
Thanks.
That's brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Thank
Love
you.
it. Love it. So if you're still watching, you're still listening right now, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. This show takes a team of dedicated volunteers to make sure that it runs smoothly, that it looks good, that it sounds good. Our sound mixer, Mark Perfetti, our audio engineer is Pam Robinson. Our video director is Ed Lehman. Our camera operators are Charles Holsopple and Marcy Connors. Our board op today is Charlie Cushings. Thank you so much, Charlie, for doing everything that you do. And speaking of Charlie, he did send over someone called in with an AMA question.
Oh, cool.
This is Annie from Palmetto.
Hi, Annie.
Annie wants
okay?
to know, are you okay? Thank you. Thank you for doing that. So I didn't have to. Appreciate that. She wants to know, what are your musical inspirations and or life experiences which have influenced your work? Jesus, Annie. You want my job?
Right?
That's a good,
Also, how much
good
time
question.
do you have?
Right, yeah. Let's keep it down to 5 seconds.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I think there's different blocks for me. So like
Compartmentalization.
Mhm. Singer wise, Amy Winehouse was probably the first singer that I heard that I felt like, oh, this is what people can sound like when they sing. For a long time, I thought I had to sound a certain way. And she was one of the first artists that I heard that helped me realize like, oh, you can sound like yourself. And that's totally fine. So she was a huge influence. And then I was super late to the game. But then that's when I started getting into like Jill Scott and Erykah Badu and Lauryn Hill and all of those types of artists. So singer wise, that. I started playing piano at the age of 6, and I grew up in church. Like my dad was a pastor, military, so we were. That was when we were in Germany.
Right?
Yes, in Germany. So I
Yep.
grew up on amazing gospel artists like Hezekiah Walker and John P. Key and Carlton Pearson. And so artists like that helped build like the way my brain processed music as a musician. And so I'm kind of going out of order, but that's like my musician side. And then as a producer, right after I kind of started figuring out how my voice sounded, I got into Odd Future Wolfgang. I feel like I'm like all over the place. Gospel, Amy Winehouse, Odd Future. So that helped like my producer brain open up a little, and I started like getting into Logic and playing with sounds and stuff like that. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. And then our program director actually just emailed me too. And she said, loved Shelby Sol. And she said, I didn't want to interrupt or send a distracting text. She sent an email and said, I loved Shelby Sol today. She sounds so good. She's
Thank
literally
you.
listening right now.
Oh, wow.
Her voice, the arrangements, everything. In the
Wow.
times I was able to listen, I didn't hear any overmodulation and the conversation flowed nicely. Great job, you two and crew. So thank you. She probably didn't want me to read that on the air, but I did. So, oh well.
Thank you. That made me feel good. So
Gotta love an attaboy from the people upstairs. Yeah. It's all on one level, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So we are pretty much just out of time. So if you're listening, thanks for listening. If you're just now joining us and you're like, oh, I missed the whole show, you can listen in podcast form on Apple Music or Spotify. Just search Live Music Showcase on either of those platforms, and you'll find this episode and all of our other past episodes as well. This one drops later on today, and all of our episodes drop on late Friday afternoon. So follow us to get notifications for when we do this drop. So let's hear one more song to take us out. Does that sound good to you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. What we got? Find Your Voice? Yeah. This song is called Find Your Voice.
He's like, let me just find it.
Along with my voice.
Where did it go? I know I left it here somewhere.
This is one of the new releases too from recently. So
yeah. This song is so as far as Find Your Voice goes, while Tori's finding it, what inspired you to write this song?
Well, that's a very interesting question because this was one of the first times I approached a song when I was angry about something.
Ooh, now I really want to hear it.
So yeah, I started writing it for that reason, but it kind of ended up being full circle because I started saying these like very positive affirmation things, and I had to realize like, oh, this applies to the person I'm talking about too. So find your voice. Yeah. I think you know exactly who you are. I think it's evident you were so involved. You tried to play innocent around everybody, but that did not work on me. I think you know exactly what you did. I think it isn't what you say it is. I'm not sorry, and I know you will never be. No, 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 no. You will never be. Yeah, yeah. Oh, maybe hard to find your part, to play your part and make it start. You gotta make your choice to find your voice. Speak the words and you'll be heard. So you were probably thinking that I would never question what you said, especially when you had doubled down with everybody else. But what you didn't count on was me knowing you for so long, so I know what you're capable of. Seen you get by with so many other things. Seen the way you don't remember much of anything. Funny how the story always starts right where you say it ended. I can't pretend it didn't hurt to have to see you go away. I knew you weren't good for me, but still I let you stay. I thought that there was nothing you could not do. Then you did a thing I thought you'd never do. If there's a lesson I can teach you now, don't let people bring you down. Watch how they move when you ain't around. Always listen when you don't hear any sound. The ones you love could do the most damage. The ones that say they'll never leave are always first to abandon. Open up your wounds and leave you there without a bandage. But one day you will say you deserve the whole wide world to be in la 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 la, and to know your worth. It's already alright. You can live your life, find your life. What do you do? Find your voice, find your voice. What do you do? What do you do? Find your voice, find your voice. What do you do? Find your voice, find your voice. You gotta find your voice, find your voice. No, no. It may be hard to find your heart. You've gotta make a choice to find your voice, find your voice, find your voice. Speak the words, you will be heard. You can be alone if you know your words. It's already alright, alright. You can live your life, find your light. Oh, do 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 do.
And that's our show, everyone. Shelby Sol live in studio here on Live Music Showcase. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. And if you're a guitarist, go practice. I know you know what I'm talking about.
We just wanna come on down, but I'd rather you fly with me. And I can try to change your mind. Let me know if you wanna fly. Never ever will forget the way your eyes shine so bright in my mind. I wish mine was a lie. No one compares to you or ever will. No one compares. And I know I'm not crazy, but lately I've been waking up in the clouds, and I just wanna come on down, but I'd rather you fly with me. And I can try to change your mind. Let me know if you wanna fly. All alone. Now that you're gone, I'm strong. I think you know exactly who you are. I think it's evident that you were so involved. You tried to play innocent around everybody, but that did not work on me. I think you know exactly what you did. I think it isn't what you say it is. I'm not sorry, and I know you will never be.
This is live music show. This is live. This is live music showcase here on 88.5 WMNF Tampa. I'm your host, Ken Apperson. This is live music show.
Compares, and I know. Breathing your love, don't need oxygen. Breathe stand direct on the back of my neck, my neck, my neck. Holding my heart now, peace with your love, your love. Papers to unfold, a hand to hold, papers to unfold, starting over. Sometimes I can't.
This is a live music showcase here on 88.5 WMNF Tampa. I'm your host, Ken Apperson. We are live in studio with Gasparilla Music Fest artist Shelby Sol, performing a whole bunch of her music today. How you doing, Shelby?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm better now. You're one of my favorite local performers,
Oh,
so
man,
I'm
thank
thrilled
you.
that you brought the whole team in today to play some
Yeah.
music. What's the first song called?
The first song is called Waking Up in the Clouds.
I love this song.
Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, this is from my first EP. I have another one coming.
This is a live music showcase here on 88.
Thinking about you, I do. I can't get over you. Don't need oxygen. Breathe stand direct on the back of my neck, my neck, my neck. Holding my heart now, peace with your love, your love. Papers to unfold, a hand to hold, papers to unfold, starting over. Sometimes I can't find a reason to be loved. You know me, the good and the bad, the ups and the downs, but your love covers a multitude of the wrong that I do. At the end of the day, you say it's okay, and you fill up the space that once was a cave. You call me a friend and say that I can start tomorrow again, and you say it again and over again and over again, starting over again. Papers to unfold, a hand to hold, papers to unfold, starting over, papers to unfold, a hand to hold, papers to unfold, starting over.
Shelby Sol here on Live Music Showcase. Yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
That's gorgeous.
Thanks.
That's brand new.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Thank
Love
you.
it. Love it. So if you're still watching, you're still listening right now, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. This show takes an entire team of dedicated volunteers to make sure that it runs smoothly, that it looks good, that it sounds good. Our sound mixer, Mark Perfetti, our audio engineer is Pam Robinson. Our video director is Ed Lehman. Our camera operators are Charles Holsopple and Marcy Connors. Our board op today is Charlie Cushings. Thank you so much, Charlie, for doing everything that you do. And speaking of Charlie, he did send over someone called in with an AMA question.
Oh, cool.
This is Annie from Palmetto.
Hi, Annie.
Annie
Are you
wants
okay?
to know, are you Thank you. Thank you for doing that. So I didn't have to. Appreciate that. She wants to know, what are your musical inspirations and or life experiences which have influenced your work? Jesus, Annie. You want my job?
Right?
That's a good,
Also, how
that's
much
a good
time
question.
do you have?
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Let's keep it down to 5 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I think there's different blocks for me. So like
Compartmentalization.
yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Singer wise, Amy Winehouse was probably the first singer that I heard that I felt like, oh, this is what people can sound like when they sing. For a long time, I thought I had to sound a certain way. And she was one of the first artists that I heard that helped me realize like, oh, you can sound like yourself. And that's totally fine. So she was a huge influence. And then I was super late to the game, but then that's when I started getting into like Jill Scott and Erykah Badu and Lauryn Hill and all of those types of artists. So singer wise, that. I started playing piano at the age of 6, and I grew up in church. Like my dad was a pastor, military, so we were that was when we were in Germany.
Right?
Yes, in Germany. So I
Yep.
grew up on amazing gospel artists like Hezekiah Walker and John P. Key and Carlton Pearson. And so artists like that helped build like the way my brain processed music as a musician. And so I'm kind of going out of order, but that's like my musician side. And then as a producer, right after I kind of started figuring out how my voice sounded, I got into Odd Future Wolfgang. I feel like I'm like all over the place. Gospel, Amy Winehouse, Odd Future. So that helped like my producer brain open up a little, and I started like getting into Logic and playing with sounds and stuff like that. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And then our program director actually just emailed me too, and she said, loved Shelby Sol. And she said, I didn't want to interrupt or send a distracting text. She sent an email and said, I loved Shelby Sol today. She sounds so good. She's
Thank
literally
you.
listening right now.
Oh wow.
Her voice, the arrangements, everything. In the
Wow.
times I was able to listen, I didn't hear any overmodulation, and the conversation flowed nicely. Great job, you two and crew. So thank you. She probably didn't want me to read that on the air, but I did. So, oh well.
Thank you. That made me feel good. So I love it.
Gotta love an attaboy from the people upstairs. Yeah, it's all on one level, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So we are pretty much just out of time. So if you're listening, thanks for listening. If you're just now joining us and you're like, oh, I missed the whole show, you can listen in podcast form on Apple Music or Spotify. Just search Live Music Showcase on either of those platforms, and you'll find this episode and all of our other past episodes as well. This one drops later on today, and all of our episodes drop on late Friday afternoon. So follow us to get notifications for when we do this drop. So let's hear one more song to take us out. Does that sound good to you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. What we got? Find Your Voice. Yeah. This song is called Find Your Voice.
He's like, let me just find it.
Along with my voice.
Where did it go? I know I left it here somewhere.
This is one of the new releases.
Stop the fighting, stop the killings, and live in love. Stop the fighting, stop the killings, and live in love. Nous sommes une famille, nous sommes une famille. There is so much we can achieve if we come together. Hold your brother, man. Tell him I love you. Hold your sister, man. Tell him I love you. I say, hold your brother, man. Oh. tell her I love you. Hold your sister, man. Du nord au sud, de l'ouest à l'ouest, soyons unis, car l'amour, from the north to the south, east to west, let's come together and live in peace. Aye, yeah.